So these are a few of my favorite recipe books. They're just little small ones, but they're most of them are Scottish ones. There are a bunch of these, and they're awesome for doing up stuff on the wood stove and cast iron and stuff. They're just great. If you look in here, I'll give you an idea of some of the recipes that are in here, but I mean, you can see beef olives, cream of kidney soup, deviled eggs, farmer's brew, grouse casserole, venison pie, stoved chicken, roast grouse, mutton pies. I mean, there's lots of, great recipes. That one's called Scottish Meat Recipes. This one here, Favorite New Forest Recipes. This one has awesome game recipes in here. Bachelor's pudding, buttered trout. Let me see, where's Hampshire cod, Hampshire goose, Hampshire herrings, excuse me, mustard rabbit, poacher's pie, venison casserole, venison pasty. I mean, awesome recipes. But they also got some really good bread recipes in here as well. And they're, just really quick breads, most of them. And they're awesome for doing up in the cast iron pots and stuff like that. So now once you're after making up your dough, you got to decide how do you want to do it. Do you want to try and make some kind of buns or muffins? Maybe you want to make a loaf. Maybe you want to do a big bread cake loaf. Or maybe you just want to fry off some bread in cast iron pans, or however it is you want to do it. I mean, all of these are cast iron. They're going to cook a long time after it comes off the heat. And additionally, if you're going to be baking it like in the bread pan there, or in the Dutch oven, it takes a little bit more, you have to be a little more keen to it and have done it a good many times to master it without burning the bottom of the bread and ensuring that it cooks right through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fry it off in cast iron skillet, and as you can see, there's my bit of dough that I made up yesterday, and we're going to fry off what we in Newfoundland call toutons. Alright, so as you can see, got a good fire going. I just got my skillet put on. I'll wait for it to warm up a bit. I got my dough. We're going to make some toutons on the stove top. Alright, well, it looks like she's ready to go. So all we got to do now is flatten out our dough and put it in the pan. So it's in the pan. It's certainly not as flat as we usually make toutons. I'm going to make this one into a little bit more of a bun. I don't know if you can hear it sizzling. But it's cooking away, and we'll leave it like that. We'll give it a little flip down in a few minutes. There's a bit of heat going there now, and I've got a couple options. I can either shut down the draft a little bit so we drop the heat back, or rather than lose the heat, because I want to get it pretty warm down here in the rec room, what I'll do is, you see my little wire rack? I'll just pull that wire rack right there, and there you go. So now we've got it, as you can see, almost an inch off the stove, and that'll do just right for cooking up that bit of bread. If you look over here at this pot, you can see I got it on a higher rack, and that's just going to keep it warm, and that one there's almost 3 inches off the stove. So as you can see, it's still sizzling, but just not quite so much heat, so hopefully it don't burn. There you go. So now I got a little ladle of molasses, put in the pan with it. It'll heat up, get right nice and runny for me. Now to go on me joint touting. Alright, so let's get her off and see what we're dealing with. And so here's the bun. It's up to you how you want to slice it, whether or not you want to cut it down and you get a side and side if you want to make a sandwich. Cut it this way, cut it in half, however you want to do it. The great thing about this is that the only thing that you're limited in making this bread is the size of your pan. I could have made this big, I could have made 5 this size, however I want. So let's see. So I'm good, tell your mother. A little bit of me. There you go. Jesus, is that good.